Hi everyone! So I figured I would do a video. I haven't done one in a while, like for educational purposes or, to talk about something other than just showing you guys a ton of cool orders going out and a ton of stuff that we're uploading on the website. So I wanted to talk about, this is something I get asked a lot, is what to do if a crystal breaks. It really depends. So it really depends on if your crystal breaks, when it does, what it is, and if you're using it for spiritual tool, if you're having it in your collection like it's a specimen such as this, or if it's for decor. So it just depends. My recommendations, we can start off with the decor because that's the easiest one to go through. Is because if you're getting a decor piece and say it's like a animal and like the tail broke off or something like that, it's totally up to you if you want to fix it yourself. If it is like a specimen like this, keep in mind that you definitely need to make sure that if you're going to resell it and you fix it yourself, that may devalue the actual price on your specimen. You need to get it professionally fixed, so repaired, and that's going to jump me into this next piece here. This piece actually did sell. It is a repaired piece right here, and I'm going to show you it in a minute here. And this brings me to the collection part of the specimens. So if you are a collector and your specimen does break, okay, it's very important that let me move the plant a little bit back here. It's very important that if you are going to resell this, that you let them know that it is repaired. And I recommend getting it professionally repaired. I do not have somebody that I would recommend to repair it. Just keep in mind that most of all Spain pyrites that are in chains, and not all stalactites like this, but also Herkimer diamond chains usually come out and they have to repair it. We have a really awesome Herkimer diamond. They actually go out and they mine the Herkimers. They have a partial own in the New York mine over there, and he is a professional repairer. So he does it so good that you almost can't even tell that it's repaired. But it is very important as a collection, if you have a collection piece, that it is included that it has been professionally repaired. I do not recommend like a piece like this to get it where you do it yourself, because it will devalue your piece, and you don't want that. So you definitely want to find, if somebody has more questions on that, I can try to find information on, it depends on where you are in the US too. So anyway, so this piece has been repaired across here. It did sell as repaired, so it is a lower price point than what it would be if it wasn't. It is repaired straight across here. I don't even think that you'll be able to tell because it was a professional repair. So that I just want to talk about too. So if that happens, but it is a very beautiful piece, and the person that actually purchased it did not mind that it is repaired, and it will state on their specimen card that it was repaired as well too. So that will be noted on their card when they receive it. The next one where it depends if it breaks is if you're using it as spiritual. So like your bracelet breaks on your wrist suddenly, not that a dog happened to pop it off, or like you accidentally dropped your quartz on the ground and it shattered. We're talking about, like, for example, let me tell you, I always wear necklaces, and I have one that is for protection, the Sheen obsidian, and it somehow came off of my neck and dropped on the ground, and it chipped. And I kept looking at the clasp, I kept looking at everything, and nothing made sense. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about for the spiritual tools. Okay, so like this piece here, sorry, this piece here is broken. So I am not going to continue to use this as for, like during meditation or healing or anything like that. I'm not going to continue using that. So what we would do in this sense, this is the longest one that it would take with the spiritual toolkit, because if you're using it as spiritual, so you need to acknowledge what the possible meaning is. So if you're using this in a healing session and it breaks, you need to ask, kind of maybe sit with it for a second and and ask it, what did you, did you absorb too much you know, energy and such. What happened? So in my case, it protected, like, my necklace protected me from a psychic attack. If you're using, like, say you have like a rose quartz and you've been using it for healing the emotional, you know, heart, like you're going through grief, or you know, like your Bonzawana agate bracelet breaks suddenly and you just, you know, got it, and it was a good quality. If you buy bracelets from us, we have good quality bracelets at joshuatreevibeco.com too. So I have a Bonzawana right here. Sorry, I'm forgetting I'm doing a long video, so and so the band is really good on it, you know, and I've had this for probably 5 years now. I've been wearing my Bonzawana. But say suddenly that broke, it broke off, I would be you know, asking it, okay, so did it break for the calming? Did it break for the grieving? What did it break for? You know, then it just kind of, you know, you don't really need to know the 100% reason why, but, you know, you can kind of tell if you've been, you know, like if you've been grieving, or if you've been working on like the cleansing, or you've been like, you know, this one has a little bit of terlamine in there too, so this kind of was like a protection, you know. I was working with a protection grid on this one, and yeah, it also has that it's an old stock piece too, so I was sad when it broke. Some of you guys had these from I bought them from me a couple years ago, and it had this really cool etching all over it of where, yeah. So anyway, I don't want to keep talking about how like sad it is that it broke. The point is that it broke, and this is what I'm telling you. Also too, a great point here is to show you like a broken crystal. So that is not self-healed. Some people will pass that off to you as self-healed. Another video I could do later on. I'm jumping now. So anyway, back to what do you do with this if it does break for your spiritual toolkit? So one is you can bury it either in the earth, or you can put it into your house plants and bury it in the soil there. Okay, and then that will kind of absorb any energy that you were working with, that that it just absorbs so much of that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be negative energy. It could be absorbing for you to be moving from your lower self to your next level self, and it just absorbed everything that needed you to be able to push through and move on. So it doesn't necessarily always have to be a negative, but we just want to make sure we're not hanging on to any energies that are not going to help us move forward. So houseplants, if you don't have a place outside to bury it, you don't have to bury it far into the earth. Make sure before you do any of these steps too, that you thank the crystal for helping you through whatever it is that you know, you sit on it for a little bit and think, what is it I'm working with right now? What is it I'm dealing with? What is it I'm trying to move through? Okay, so then the next thing is, and this definitely depends on what it is. This quartz would be fine, but say if I had a fibrous malachite or anything that could be toxic, this next one I would not recommend. So you could do a lake, river, or ocean. So this, you could go give it back to the ocean, to the water, to let it purify it. And if somebody else finds it, then that's great. It's been purified and ready for the next person that needs it. Okay, now I'm not recommending this for like big statement pieces or anything like this. We're talking like small, or like little pendants that weren't, you know, an arm and a leg for you. You know, my obsidian cost me $25, so you get the point. So the next thing is I have we have a Buddha in our front patio. It's huge. Most of you guys have seen it in videos. We've had it for years. We like to put quartz out when our customers tell us they have something going on, a surgery, or going through a life change, or trying to get a new job. It doesn't have to be negative or positive, just whatever it is. We go and we take a quartz and we put it out there for them, you know, and whatever it is that they're trying to bring in or heal or go through, we ask for the Buddha and we ask for the quartz to do its work. Now, I also use that as a place to, like, that's where my obsidian pendant is at. I set it down there. I sat with it for a few minutes. I said, thank you for protecting me from whatever the psychic attack or evil eye or whatever it was that I needed protection from helped. I know there's not a lot of movement in this video and it's just me talking, and I'm not sure if I'm doing this a good way or not, but I'm just trying to get the information out there, and I know it looks kind of boring because nothing's really moving around and I'm at 10 minutes, so Hopefully you've watched this far. So just, yeah, so if a crystal breaks, it just really depends, and on if it's for collection, decor, or spiritual tools. A lot of people will tell you, no, it doesn't matter or whatever. It's your personal choice as well, too. So these are just my recommendations from what I've learned over the years of, being in the crystal industry, being in the minerals, and I definitely will tell you, though, for the collection piece, that is a known. Definitely the collection, if you do decide to repair it yourself, it's going to devalue it. You don't want to do that. You want to have a professional repair it, and then you need to make it known that it is repaired. In pieces like this, if you're using spiritual, that's your personal preference. And the same thing with the decor. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I rambled on quite a bit. I did it kind of fast. I wanted to get the information out fast. I thought it would be nicer of me talking rather than of doing like a board or a sheet saying this is this, this is this. So you can always save this, come back to it. There's no music in the background, so I can't get copyrighted. So, let me know if you've ever had a crystal break, and if what you decided to do with it. Look at how cool this one was too, and it still is. I keep it, and I just don't work with the energy of it anymore. So, and it kind of sits in my plants. So, like I said, they absorb anything, and so it's great. But yeah, all right. Thank you guys. Make sure you check out joshuatreevibeco.com. We're loading new stuff there, and I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments. Like I said, if you've ever had a crystal that broke on you, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys. Bye.